Hey, welcome back to another vinyl review video. Today we'll be looking at Knuckle Puck's second album called Shapeshifter. Now first of all, I must about the artwork. This one has a white background and a photo of a girl about to board a train while somebody's holding her arm with a bouquet of flowers. The coloured rectangles overlapping each other and the image appear to be taken from the same colours from the bouquet itself. One thing I find quite striking about this cover is that the band's name and album title are kept really small, almost as if just adding towards the sort of texture and design of the cover as opposed to being something identifiable as to what this is about. And I feel like that's a sign of the band being confident enough that they want the artwork to do the talking instead of having their band name being overly dominant. Now on the back cover, the photo here is much larger. It shows what is probably the aftermath where the girl has chosen to take the train and leave the flowers behind. The tracklist on the side follows the same sort of minimal design as the cover. And now onto the inner sleeve for the record itself. On one side there's a photo of the band, whilst on the other it's the lyrics and credits. One thing I find quite interesting about the design here is that the overall topography of this album is not only kept minimal but also has this kind of italics look whilst also being positioned to one side. And here I feel like it creates this kind of very clean, contemporary, very decisive look to the overall album and direction. The record also came with a postcard with a similar design to the front cover and a download card. And now onto the vinyl itself. It is on a 12-inch record, and this variant is called Milky Clear with Red Transparent Smoke. In person this is definitely much more of a very pale light red, almost pink, and is limited to 600 pressings. Now onto the track list. The first song, Nervous Passenger, this one opens up the album with a 1:30 track acting as a general kind of taster of what's to come. It summarises the overall vibe of the album whilst also acting as an introduction. The second song, called Twist, is the first full-length track on the album. It's a fast-paced song, and although it has a lot of energy, it doesn't quite have the catchiness and variety that I'd expect to find in a Knuckle Puck song. The third song, Double Helix, is to me where the album actually starts to get quite good. It's a song with a really strong intro that gets you hyped and lyrics that carries this concept of wishing there was a way to take away all the negative elements from your DNA, from your life, and from what makes you who you are. And although this song comes across quite aggressive, it is actually a very sad song. I also like how there's a reference to their Untitled track off Copacetic where they say fading at the fabric. The fourth song, Gone, is another favourite of mine off the record. It's a fast song that's really reinforced and driven by its drums. It's got a really strong opening that maintains this energy throughout, and it has a good amount of variety that's almost up there with songs like No Good and Pretense. The last song, side A, called Everyone Lies to Me, is probably the heaviest, most angsty song with harsh vocals off this record. It's also one which really showcases just how well Nick and Joe's vocals complement each other, as well as being one where I quite like, where it's entertaining more mature topics that lean towards sort of political concepts about the harshness of this dog-eat-dog world. The first song on side B, called Stuck in Our Ways, is another fast, relentless song that comes across quite vague while it contemplates the idea of living. Sadly, I don't find this one as catchy as the others. Track 7, Want Me Around, is my favourite song off this record. It captures a really good combo of Knuckle Puck's aggression and this pop-punk sound. It's reinforced by really robust drums, catchy guitars, well-written lyrics that flow together really well in this entire piece. The 8th track, Conduit, is a more mellow song that has Joe's vocals backed up by a beat for the drums and an atmospheric guitar that then soars together in the second half, giving off similar vibes to the more slower, more eerie tracks off the album Copacetic. The 9th track, Wait, is one where I like how the second chorus ends with a very soft line saying you were always so unreachable, which then flows into the bridge overlapping with the line Don't Wish Me Away Like Winter, forming a very angelic blend of vocals that enter into a really strong outro chorus where the entire band kicks back in again in classic Knuckle Puck fashion. The last song, Plastic Brains, is a song with really good use of rhythm in the guitars and drums that really help drive the verses forward with Nick and Joe's vocals, along with a rather ghostly, gentle, disembodied set of female vocals. The ending of the song also closes with a very cinematic feel to it. So overall, I feel like this was quite a good progression from their previous album Copacetic, almost feeling like it's like a extension from it, whilst also bringing in that kind of high energy pop punk atmosphere. To me, I feel like there isn't quite as many tracks here that hit that all-time favourite of mine called No Good from the 2013 EP. I still feel like that one is their absolute pinnacle, definitive Knuckle Puck song that I really wish they sort of are able to sort of reach, but some tracks here do come close. And that does it for my review of Knuckle Puck's second album, Shapeshifter. If you found this video helpful and enjoyed in some way, please feel free to show support by liking, commenting, subscribing to my channel and following me on socials as usual. And until then, I'll see you next time.